See, I don't know when it brings up the green thing whether that means the stream has started or not. So I just have to assume it has and say, hello everybody and welcome to the thick stream. Or, no, this isn't the thick stream, this is the thick and Ed one because he actually turned up this time. He turned up last week as well, so we're on to a bit of a winner at the moment.
I know. That means I can just fuck off next week and not feel too bad. I'll just be like, I showed up to the last two. What do you want from me?
I want you to do what you said in the beginning, which now has, I think, it's officially been completely derided. Is that doing this every single week together?
Nah.
And you just blew it.
We made it to a year, so that's when I stopped caring.
If you,
I was like, all right, we did it.
I can stick to something for a year. I mean, that is that does help you in your current situation.
I think I've only missed 2 fully.
I can't. Is it?
I think that's true. I think I only missed 2 fully, and then there were other ones where I was late.
Literally 5 minutes and then fucked off.
Oh, fuck off! This isn't a job. You start paying me. How about that? How about that? Your YouTube channel's on the uptick. You start paying me, I guarantee you, I'll fucking show up on time every time, like a job. You're not my fucking
really
boss.
worth it?
Jesus Christ! Gonna get nagged by my boss for being late. Got to be nagged by you for being late. What has my life devolved into?
More about the promises. It was about promises. Have a cheeseburger. Thank you. I realize that's technically.
Oh, I see what you mean about the banner in the black.
Yeah, isn't it weird? And now the chat might notice as well because it's pretty stark difference.
It's hard not to notice. Yeah. So the banner that he put down is black, and
blacker than sin
is now grayer.
Because I decided to actually fucking make the who you can tell is talking, because it's so hard to tell when it's either me or Ed talking, because
we sound so much alike.
Oh my god, yeah. It's basically we could be twins. It's weird. I've had so many people complain about it, and I'm like, because it was just you. It was just you flashing there, and I get that, but yeah. So now it's done. You can shut the fuck up.
I don't get that complaint.
Or you 2 people.
I don't get that complaint at all.
I mean, it was kind of weird just having you just there, but no one cares.
I don't really watch streams, so yeah, I wouldn't care anyway because I wouldn't see it.
I mean, so, this would have made more sense when I had more stuff on the screen, because it used to have the chat at the side. And if I did that, because then the screen is a little bit more busy. But now YouTube went and did a thing, and that worked properly, and it actually works as well, which astounds me.
Yeah, good job, YouTube.
Well done, that one guy. He's probably dead now.
It was the one that got shot.
Yeah,
it's the one who did the right thing. We should talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it just occurred to me that was a thing that happened, and it was the first thing that came to mind. Is that I hope they didn't shoot that one guy that does work.
It's the first quote unquote mass shooting that I had no shame in openly making light of, like making jokes about.
Did anybody die?
Nobody died.
Then
I mean, actually, potentially, still one person could have died, but I feel like I would have heard about it if he died. So I don't know if they anybody in chat know if they let that one guy out. The 2 women, go figure. I think it was the 2 women who got shot were released like the next day, and there was one who was in critical condition who was a man, and he, as far as I know, is still in the hospital, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't died.
Someone just pointed out the article that I wanted to read, and I'll have to look that up later. The Vice thing about internet atheists are all alt-right or something.
Right, the shooter died, but who cares?
Yeah, I mean, they went to kill people.
The second you start shooting at other people, your death doesn't matter.
Yeah, if you're actively trying to kill people, I've got even if you're fucked in the head, I'm not sure I care that much.
No, it's a good thing that you're gone. So she killed herself, and she killed nobody else. Which, of course, the first joke that comes to mind is...
It's the shittest mass shooting ever, and obviously it was perpetrated by a woman.
Right. So yeah. So a competence gap, and that's why. So I mean, that's the reason that women don't do mass shootings anyway. She even practiced. She went to a shooting range and practiced to try to get good, and then she failed. I mean, she stopped at 3 people, so you have to imagine she was just like, "No, this isn't working," and then just turned the gun on herself.
This is so embarrassing. I wish I was dead. Oh shit! I've got a gun.
I'm sorry. It is funny, and I don't care who judges me for it. It's funny. I mean, I'm sad that people actually did get hurt. That sucks.
Yeah,
but it's worth it as long as they live. It's worth it just to laugh at it. And then you get to go. Have you seen her videos?
Yeah. I have sort of actively avoided it.
YouTube's a buzzkill, and they took him down.
I mean, people scoop them up fairly quickly.
Yeah, there's a couple out there.
But yeah, I've seen some of the memes of her, and she doesn't look like the world's most stable human being.
Her content doesn't feel like the... Oh, she's a vegan, too. That's another point of interest.
Yes, I actually heard
that. Yep.
I mean, I have said that vegans are probably the worst people that I've ever had the pleasure... Or not vegans in general. The militant vegans are literally the worst people that I've had come to my channel to say things to me. Like, they say horrible things. They like to bring my kids into it, which is always nice. To me, that's always the sign of someone who really has who can really win an argument.
Yeah, her videos were like full of, I just got a green screen and now I'm gonna make money on YouTube kind of content. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
just
how do we know sort of how well known she was before this? Apparently she knew someone there, but that might have just been hearsay.
No, that was the original idea, was that
she went to kill her boyfriend.
Which I don't know how to say this, but it would have been the better outcome if that was the reason. We don't want people getting angry with the algorithm shooting people up.
No.
That's not good for anybody.
No,
because the problem
is if you shoot that one guy that's actually doing any fucking work.
The problem is that she's not entirely wrong. We know she's not.
Yeah, there is that to discuss.
Don't fucking shoot people, though.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? God, can you imagine if this got them to sort it out, though? I'm not sure how I'd feel about it then.
No, but I feel like they're going to lean on the side of don't give the shooter what she wants.
In fact, let's just demonetize everyone.
I don't agree. Do you agree with Philip DeFranco? Philip DeFranco's perspective whenever something like this happens is...
Oh, don't advertise the shooter.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit.
I get where he's coming from, but it doesn't work because not everybody does it. So
and not everybody does it for fame.
Well, not everybody does it for fame, but not everybody does what he does. So it's kind of a meaningless
principle.
Gesture.
Yeah. If you want to know who the shooter is, you can Google it. Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, he's taking a moral stance. He's saying, "I will not do this."
Yeah,
I think it's more moral to advertise the shooter than to not. Like, because then you can get a bit of an analysis as to why these things happen, right? So you should pay attention to the people who do the shootings. It doesn't matter, like, they're not doing it for fame. Like, I mean, some of them are doing it for there's definitely nobody kills themselves for fame. I don't think. I think maybe there's just an added bonus for them that people will finally notice them. But I mean,
I don't think it's ever been the primary motivating factor.
I don't think so. It doesn't.
And I don't think it would be a tipping point either. I would shoot a bunch of people, but how famous am I actually going to get?
Yeah, I need to make sure that I'll be famous first.
Yeah. Got to shoot the right people.
Yeah, and you're really not going to get that idea. If there is somebody out there that wants to kill people for fame, you're really not going to kill that idea for anybody. You know what I mean? They're going to do something.
Also, you only have to kill one person for fame. I mean, it's a Ricky Gervais quote-unquote joke.
Kill the right person.
If it's, hey, how do I get famous? And you just say, kill a prostitute.
No, nobody's gonna care.
Depends how you kill them. Okay, kill a prostitute and then chop them up and eat them.
Yeah, you gotta do something weird. You can't just shoot somebody and expect to get famous. You gotta either shoot the right person or do something really fucked up. Right?
I'm just trying to think who I would kill.
People get shot and killed all the time. It's not interesting to anyone.
If I killed you, no one would give a fuck.
No. I mean, if this wasn't about YouTube, and if it wasn't at least an attempt at multiple shootings, I don't think you'd hear much about it. Honestly, I think people will forget about this very soon. Because nothing really dramatic happened. Like, I know you would think that, like, pulling a gun out in public and shooting at people would be dramatic, but today's standards.
Welcome to America, buddy.
Yeah, you have to kill at least somebody, you know? And if you can't pull that off, then you're boring. You're boring news.
I mean,
actually, people aren't really talking about it anymore now that it's been like a whole week.
I think a big part of that is the fact that no one died. So it's just like, that's a bit funny. And then, okay.
Yeah.
There's not much you can say about it, apart from it being...
So if you were a feminist, would you spin this as women are just less violent, so when they try to be violent, they're just not good at it, therefore toxic masculinity? Because I've seen a lot of gotchas on the anti-feminist side, but I'm like, you could easily spin this to a feminist narrative too, right, if you wanted to.
I mean, it's the one out of many that... Although, when you see the stats, it's like there were whatever year or whatever time period it was, and there was like 3 female mass shooters. And I'm like, never heard of them. So that's an interesting, like, women mass shooters do exist. There are definitely less of them, but you'd think something so technically remarkable would be talked about more. And maybe if this, maybe you're right. Maybe if this hadn't been YouTube, it would have been another one that we'd never heard of, which is interesting to say the least.
I don't know if I can. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody spins it into a political thing. I don't think there's much here.
I think it's a hilarious thing, and we need to just have a good chuckle at.
It's just a really fucking incompetent mass shooter who is very bizarre. If you go see her videos, they're just very bizarre. Because people are also like, "Oh, she's Iranian, therefore religion." It doesn't seem to have anything to do with her religion. Whatever, or whatever her religion
seem to be a thing. Even like what I've seen of her videos, it doesn't seem to have anything to do with anything.
She's a vegan, so that's probably it. That's what I said. I was like, it's probably the veganism.
Meat is murder. There is something.
Humans are not meat.
Oh, can you imagine if she accidentally shot a cow? That would have made it. That would have made it the best mass shooting ever.
I don't know.
For some reason, there's just a cow at YouTube HQ. They're doing some fucking promotional bullshit, and she accidentally...
I don't know. Judging by some of the women that YouTube hires.
Ah.
Hey! Sorry, innocent victims. Sorry, innocent victims. Fucking, you're alive, though. Stop complaining.
She was a massive InfoWars and Prison Planet fan, apparently. Which...
there you go.
That's a little bit... I don't know how true that is. I don't know. The Prophet Cthulhu, that's it. I won't use you for all of my news sources, but maybe in the future.
They're gonna try to do that too. Yeah, let me. I'm gonna Google that real quick because I believe it.
You believe it? It does.
Well, yeah. The way she's talking,
sounds very plausible.
She does go on and on about YouTube censorship and discrimination and all that, which is
like the question. Like that's what I want to know is like how popular was she? How popular? How known has she been in the past?
I don't know. I'm sure that information's out. Like how I feel like I've seen her before. I just don't really know. I don't remember. I feel like she was on.
She's Iranian, and you saw an Iranian once and went, "Well, they're all the same, aren't they?" Because you're fucking racist.
Hard to forget a neck like that, man. She's got this fucking neck that's like.
It's a giraffe neck.
It's like a giraffe. Yeah, it like goes on and on. It's weird. She's uncomfortable and weird to look at.
Someone's noticed that I've just hit 16k followers. Thank you. Yeah. Or is that her? Wait. Shit, do I have to go on a mass shooting now? Dun dun dun. All right, yeah. She had 16,000 followers just like me. Damn it. I don't want to kill any... Oh, no, I don't have to.
Okay.
I couldn't even think of the...
When you say followers, are you talking about Twitter, or are you just incorrectly saying subscribers?
Well, he said followers. This is Lucifer Morningstar.
Yeah, I know.
He said 16K followers just like you. So, I
Maybe he's
mean,
just
what
fucking with
was...
Maybe. Anyway, goddamn, yeah, we're
Like,
really annoying.
you telling me that Satan would mess with someone for fun? That sounds very unlikely.
Anyway, her name was Nassim Najafi Agdam.
It's not the best name ever for a
shooter. Yeah,
that must have made a few. I've seen. You see the tweets like when something really big happens, and I'm like, come on, dude. And it's like, please don't be Muslim, or something like that. And it's like,
yeah,
come on, just at the very least, stop making yourself look like you're trying to be unfair, like you're trying to be biased.
Yeah.
And second of all, just wait, for fuck's sake. Just don't make yourself look like a dick.
Well, I probably did this time around because I thought that the narrative about the boyfriend was too
easy.
It was too good not to immediately be sexist. And so I did sort of go on that assumption for a little while and made some jokes, but I also have no regrets. I just don't care. Honestly, as long as nobody died, I think it's important that you make
as
fun
long as
of
nobody died, and preferably whoever has been hurt is just like winged, or they'll be fine ultimately.
Let's see. Did they ever? I guess they probably didn't release the names of the victims.
I assume not, because they work at YouTube. They don't want anybody to know who they are.
Somebody else will come for them.
Exactly. Fuck that noise.
The clock is ticking, man.
Yeah.
They really throw you off when they say there's 4 gunshot victims. It's like, dude, one of them's the shooter. Nobody cares. That's not a victim.
But really,
yeah, they keep doing that.
So basically, how do we make this look as big and newsworthy as possible?
We need it to be 4 now, which is just a little more than what it is, because it's really boring news when you get down to it.
Also, 17 more injured gun range paper targets have been killed.
Yeah, and somebody on Twitter said 40 people were killed, and it's like 40 people were killed. No, like fucking, or 40 people were injured. I was like, no, where'd you read that? And then Prince of Queens comes up and he's like, it was probably like, I heard 40 people were injured by like being trampled. I'm like, made up. You just made that up. Like, you
fake
just
news.
Made that up for no other reason than you want this to be more dramatic than it is. Everybody was so bored by the fact that there only fucking 3 people got shot, and it seems like they're gonna be okay.
It's a real damp squib of a mass shooting.
They were like, we just need to make this worse. That's it. So they just made shit up.
I said Ian Miles Chong will say anything on Twitter.
Yeah,
I used to really like Ian, and I think he's really fucking gone off the reservation. He keeps just doing the stupidest fucking shit, and it's just like, God damn it,
it's
man.
Like that. It's that conversion, the curse of conversion, where like the second you convert to something like he did, you go overboard immediately.
He didn't seem to go overboard immediately. It was actually like a slow burn, but maybe.
No, I think he went overboard immediately.
Maybe, I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention to him, but what I did see, I thought was okay for the time.
Initially, he kind of went away for a bit, or just kind of.
But I think there is an issue with sort of people with extremist mindsets, not necessarily. Just like their default setting is extreme, and so they can't just go, oh well, I don't like these people anymore, I'm going to go to the other side. Like the concept of people who, I think that's why a lot of the really far leftists think that everybody who isn't them must also be, well, if you're not us, you must be far right. And I think that's part of it, is that they can't think of how people could be in the actual middle.
Yep, I guess so.
And it's so fucking silly. It just makes you sound like an idiot. So, yeah. Anyway.
But there's lots of idiots, so plenty of friends.
He went from Nazi to SJW but now I think he's trying to get a job at Breitbart. I mean, they seem to pay. They seem to pay pretty well, so it's nothing like a reasonably stable job.
Wait, Ian went the other way though, didn't he? He went from SJW to Nazi, right?
I don't know. Either or, doesn't matter. Andrew would never. I don't know. I don't care. I don't. I just don't particularly care about him anymore. I used to think that he was not insane, and then he just went insane. So whatever. I want less insane people, please.
Yeah, whatever.
Stop shooting up for other reasons, and stop making shit up and whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I'm angry now. Let's get pissed off. But what was the thing?
I can't anymore.
Shit. Oh, I wanted to talk about that article because I haven't read it yet, so I thought it might be fun to read. And then we have something else. Where the fuck? I'm forgetting how the internet works.
Oh, that's fine. I do that every day.
Okay. Atheists. Far right. It's probably alt-right, actually. Oh, god damn it.
What the fuck, man?
There we go.
What, are you not prepared? Also, I'm chewing on ice. This is a great stream.
What the fuck, man? I mean, to be fair, I can now screen share. So you'll be able to see what I'm looking at instead of...
Yeah, do it.
Oh, fuck, which one there is it? There we go. Oh, why is it all in foreign gibber speak? There we go.
Analytics.
Analytics. Yes. I like analytics. I find them interesting. And also, I just hit 16,000.
I saw this. I saw this on Twitter at some point.
You saw this on Twitter? Yeah, and I saw it, and I didn't read it because I didn't...
Too many atheists are veering dangerously towards the alt-right.
The scum. An atheist can't afford to be quiet about it. You little
I do
fuckers.
Not buy... I just do not buy the fucking... The logic that the atheists are a horrifying minority, that atheists are like almost oppressed in their ideology, which isn't a thing. There's no atheist ideology. Like I don't believe it.
You don't buy the idea that atheists are oppressed,
or that they're even rare. Like they talk about them like they're rare.
I think the thing.
Do you think there's more Christians? Like I'm talking about like devout Christians that actually would look at an atheist and say, "Oh, you need to be saved." I mean, there's people who casually believe in God, but is there really a serious lack of atheism right now? Are we still spinning that yarn? Because I feel like we're.
I think some people do. It's not something that I necessarily buy, but I do think that there are some people who actively discriminate, because there are always people who actively discriminate against whoever. But I think stuff like this is probably a little bit worse. At least.
And like I'm hard pressed to see Christianity represented in a positive light outside of a church scenario. That's my thing. Like I don't see Christianity being advertised or celebrated anywhere. I mean, the president says it because he's like you see it in politics. And I think that's like mostly where they're going for. But even then, it's like, are these people Christians? These people don't even look like the same kind of Christians that you grew up with, that you hated. The theocracy pushing pieces of shit. Like
there is definitely.
I don't feel like atheists are a minority.
I would put money on there being more atheists in Congress than admit to being atheists. I think it's easier to be a Christian, especially in politics.
And even that feels like just sort of a lingering.
I think it will. I think it will be something that will sort itself out eventually. So
I don't think when Trump, this is a conflict. I don't think Trump's a Christian at all.
Like genuinely, not even slightly.
Nah, I just don't believe it.
He's probably got a picture of like him fucking God from behind.
Yeah.
I imagine.
I don't. Yeah. I don't buy it for a second. I think there is this like lingering and dying tradition of having to say it. I doubt Obama was Christian too. I really do.
Wow. Obama bin Laden.
I think we've had
he was a Muslim. We all know it.
if on paper we've had 0 non-religious presidents, I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's reality at all.
Yeah, it seems very unlikely.
Very many atheist presidents. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I think it's bullshit.
I think this is a fun article anyway. Although at least I don't know if it's going to be fun, but
I just feel like it's built on a false premise in the first place, or at least nowhere near as dramatic as he says it is. Like if the country's majority Christian, which I guess studies say that it is, that still really doesn't that on its own doesn't really say anything.
Studies say that England is or Britain. I can't remember if it was one or the other specifically, but that it's 50% Christian. And I'm like, I don't know. I know one family who actively goes to church.
On one second. I'm sorry. The chat, Mr. Reputable. By the way, I'm not at Ed. That's somebody else in the chat. But yeah, do you live in an urban environment? Atheists are more concentrated in urban. Yeah, right. I do. But it's also Florida, and I also have frequented the rural America. But even though that dynamic is true, the fucking urban areas are the most influential areas. Like all of the major cities are predominantly atheist, right? That's where they all cluster together. But that's where all the influence is. So the media is fucking hyper atheistic compared to middle America or whatever. So yeah, it's good for elections, I guess, and that's why that tradition is just sort of lingered. I do think that everything would be fine if you had 2 atheist presidents because we're a secular nation, and I think even the middle American get behind that as long as the values are the same, you know. But
I think you could have any.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I do think that there's like a fringe group who make it seem, and there's a fringe group of atheists who make it seem like they're really oppressed, and there's a fringe group of Christians who make that look true, and who are very noisy.
Yeah,
and I mean there are statistics about atheists being the least trusted group in America, which is interesting. Doesn't necessarily know what that means.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what the sample size is. Like, I just don't get it. And you're right. I mean, part of it is the fact that I live in a big city, but I mean, I live in a big city. I mean, this is where everything happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. On a political scale, I can see it because obviously you need those the
atheist
Midwest
is
votes.
Much more likely to vote for a religious person who agrees with them than necessarily. I think that the very extreme Christians probably wouldn't vote for an atheist. That would probably be a thing, unless they didn't have a choice.
We can get them out of voting altogether by having 2 atheist candidates, openly atheist candidates.
That would certainly be interesting, and it would be interesting to see what effect it would have. I don't know. It's sort of, until we have these things, or until we see something like it, we're not going to know. Even just one openly atheist. Even that sort of shit makes me cringe. It's not like being gay, you know. I don't know. It's not the fucking same. And I get it. There are some families who are pretty fucked up about it. Like there are parents who get really upset when their kids don't do exactly everything they say. But you know, it happens. It happens for everybody. I mean, I'm sure there are families who've kicked their kids out for supporting the wrong fucking sports ball team. Some people are just massive cunts.
That's true.
The most recent UK census says that 53% of people in the UK say that they are not religious.
Yeah.
And did you get that survey? Did you get that? Did you tick a box on that?
We get a census.
Yeah, we get a census.
So everybody fills that in.
Literally everybody in the UK has taken that.
Essentially, everybody in the UK has taken that. Some people just won't have filled it in, but most people do. It's like
I kind of don't believe that most people do.
I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are.
That doesn't sound like 2018, Cersei. Most people tick a box. That doesn't sound right.
It's something that everybody gets through their door. There you go.
Okay.
Everybody gets it, whether they fill it in or not. And how representative are the people who bother to fill things in? Right. Who the fuck knows?
So that consensus is useless. It doesn't mean anything.
All consensuses are useless now. We should blow up the world.
But see, that's what they're basing it. They're basing it on, I ticked a box that said I believe in God. You know,
I mean, to be fair, enough people filled in Jedi for that to be an official religion in the UK.
There you go.
Yeah. So you guys hate your government. That's how much we don't give a fuck about religion.
33.2 million people, or 59.3% of the population, say that they are Christians.
33%.
This was this is 2011 one. Okay.
Blah blah. Ed, did you tell me not to do something? You?
I'm gonna stop giving you money.
God damn it, woman. You gotta take that. You gotta make sure all that money goes into your account.
The UK is 7% Jedi. Then is that correct?
I don't know if it's 7%. It needed 30,000 people to put Jedi for it to be officially recognised as a religion, and they did.
Yeah, they did it
because we can't be serious about anything in this country. We are. I mean, the courts can.
Yeah, no shit.
But the people in general, do like to take the piss quite severely.
The people in general should probably be protesting right now because.
Yeah, but maybe that's part. I mean, it wouldn't be cool. It wouldn't be ironic or funny.
Was it a UK thing with Boaty McBoatface?
Yeah, Boaty McBoatface. Was it the UK? It was an internet thing, and David Attenborough got pissed off. Did you hear about that?
No.
There was this really expensive Arctic. I think it was an Arctic exploration vehicle, like to go and look at all the fucking animals and shit.
It was a ship that can tear through ice.
Yeah, and it got voted on in the UK, I think.
What its name was going to be.
And Boaty McBoatface won. But it didn't get named that, and everybody was upset except David Attenborough was like, "Oh, it's a very serious thing. Oh, I can't believe they would call it that." And I'm like, I like you, David. You're fine. You're cool. You make good shows and you've got a good voice. But fuck off. Seriously, come on. It's not that big a deal. But hey, let's actually try and get into this article, shall we? For the fun of it.
Finally.
Okay.
Many Americans have been rightly horrified by the videos of white supremacists shouting. I wanted to just end there. They've been shouting, "Ah!" Jews will not replace us. But what has gone less noticed is that...
Didn't they say... Did they really say Jews will not replace us?
Do you know what? I've listened to some footage and I've only heard "you will not replace us." Now, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist or that... But... I've not heard it.
It doesn't make sense to go after Jews at the event that they were doing, right? Like, the event was being protested by black people, not Jews. So, like, I heard "you will not replace us," which isn't any better because it's talking about basically all minorities. But, like, I don't know. I just didn't hear Jews. Anyway, go ahead.
I didn't hear it. You didn't hear it. That doesn't mean we're right. It just means that everyone else is wrong. But what has gone less noticed is that, unlike far-right American movements of the years past, you don't hear much talk of God or religion at today's alt-right rallies. Don't you?
Right. No, not really.
Well, I guess. But that doesn't make them atheist.
Well, Richard Spencer's an atheist.
I know that he's openly an atheist, but... that doesn't mean anything. One person. And he's English as well, so that's...
No.
Is he English? No, he's not English. I'm thinking of someone else, sorry.
There's far less religious rhetoric on the alt-right white supremacist stuff now. There's just less. I don't see it a lot at all in terms of... like the people Worski has on his shows. I don't really see.
It's just less in general, though. Like, there's more atheists are coming out now, essentially, than they have done before.
Yeah.
I mean, over here, the group Britain First, who are pretty far right, do bang on about Christian values. So
this whole article is completely flawed, though, because it's first of all, it's based on the premise that atheists have anything else in common other than their disbelief in God. Is that there's anything else that unifies them other than not liking a thing.
the idea of an atheism monolith is absurd.
Yeah, so the idea that this represents you in any such way or at all is just complete nonsense.
Yeah, it's a... What are you doing? There's a moth. Oh, she's getting a moth. Shh.
The atheist movement, and I hate it when you call it a movement. It's not a fucking movement, you fucking losers.
No. I mean...
And when you try to make it a movement, you become just pieces of shit, and we've seen that.
There's like the atheism plus thing was ridiculous, and trying to make
Elliot Rodger was an atheist, so I guess we better abandon our principles. Let's just run away from it. What does that mean?
I better start believing in God now.
An atheist and a misogynist? We need to tell the world that atheists aren't misogynists or murderers. Like,
I just have to keep telling people. And the thing that always came, like, it's like the gamer thing as well. It's like, oh, there are some gamers who are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
No shit, Sherlock. Of course they fucking are. It is the concept that if any bad actors exist, unless of course you're left wing and you have a bunch of sex offenders.
Enough bad actors exist.
But you know, if you've got sex offenders, you need to like pretend as if that's not a thing. I don't know. I don't know.
They do this all the time. Like Sinatra did a video the other day about, I think it was BuzzFeed. I don't know if it was. Sometimes. if you watch, I think it was BuzzFeed. I don't know. But either way, some BuzzFeed type video going after Tucker Carlson. You know, Sinatra has a hard on for Tucker Carlson.
In what, for or against?
For.
Okay.
He loves Tucker Carlson, and
does he want to be him?
They do this thing, yeah, probably. They do this thing in the video that's like typical of what they do, which is basically they go, Richard Spencer really likes Tucker Carlson, so therefore, they pull
anything has to do with anything.
Do you ever like you ever get so exhausted with this shit? Like you're just watching people and they're doing the same wrong thing over and over and over again to the point where you're starting to realize that it's becoming generally accepted to do so, and that the world is falling apart, and that maybe you should just kill yourself. because I've already cut one wrist and I'm currently bleeding out.
Okay, well, let us know. Like, headbutt the mic if you start to pass
I don't
out.
feel much. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's like doing a drug.
I don't know. I like to think that there's more, at least somewhat reasonable people out there than we can see. They're just too busy having jobs and lives and shit.
That's probably it.
Anyway, let's carry on. Let's carry on. Richard Spencer, or Satan, the white supremacist and movement figurehead who coined the term alt-right, did he?
I think so. Yeah.
I thought it was someone else who did.
He did, and then people started saying it, and then he was like, no, that was me, and everybody was like, he's white supremacist, so give it to him. That's another thing we do. We just give white supremacists whatever they decide to take. We may as well just give them the country now. Just give them the country.
That's always baffled me. It's like, oh, well, you know.
Pepe the Frog is a white supremacist. Why? Because they said it's theirs.
Well, it wasn't even that. They used it, and then someone said, "Oh, they use it. That must mean it's theirs." And then, and now it's theirs.
That's right. They didn't even say it's theirs. Yeah. So they took all right, and then they should be picking up at this point on the fact that whenever they claim something is theirs, or whenever they
very quickly
use a thing in abundance, it becomes them. The okay sign is now racist. Like, come on, dude! You're giving so much territory to them.
This is gonna be it.
If I was a smart,
this is gonna be it. It's eventually they're gonna be like,
well, he said he's an atheist, therefore atheism belongs to him.
Hey guys, it'd just be like, hey guys, by your logic, we should have had the country a long time ago. We've been saying this is our country for a very long time, so give it up.
I guess it's about degrees. It's like, we claim this. Oh well, who gives a shit about that? It's just a picture of a frog. Oh, we claim this. Oh, it's just a hand gesture. But if they just keep taking one thing at a time,
that's the problem. The problem is it's not giving in and going, oh, well, I guess you can have that. It's pretty much going, you're for that. My other enemy is also for that. Fucking, that must be the worst thing ever. I can use that to hurt my enemy. I think they know that the white supremacists are fringe and extreme. So they're really just using the white supremacists as a tool to basically frame all conservatism as that one thing, and it is getting it's so annoying to me because they have to see at this point that it's really not working, and that this is the kind of behavior that got them Trump. At some point they're gonna have to analyze their own behavior because they are really fucking shit up right now.
I don't know if many of them even know what the fuck they want.
Clicks and views.
There is that. Right.
It's obnoxious. This whole article is pissing me off. We haven't even read it yet. I'll be right back. I gotta take a poo poo. You guys banter.
I'm just gonna carry on the article, you piece of shit. You'll just have to catch up.
That's fine. I've already read it.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, I'll really read that bit. Richard Spencer, the white supremacist and movement figurehead who coined the term alt-right, discussed his atheism last year in an interview with atheist blogger David McAfee. That's not the same McAfee guy, is it? The actual... It might be. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sure more than one person has that name, but the McAfee I'm thinking of is fucking nuts. And he hates his old company and the fact that it has his name attached to it, which I think is also a little bit hilarious. When he posted the interview on his own website, Spencer retitled it "The Alt-Right and Secular Humanism." Fuck me. Really? Because, yeah, humanism about fucking... Let's just get rid of the humans we don't like. Well, you can just label them as subhuman, I guess. Right. Leaving no doubt that he sees atheism and humanism as linked to his cause. Yet I don't know of any prominent atheist, humanist or secular organisations that took the opportunity to condemn Spencer. I mean, maybe they just weren't paying attention to him. I mean, atheism and humanism don't have anything to do with being alt-right. Those are not the same subject. They're not related. So if someone said that and you didn't see it and you don't fucking follow him because you don't have any interest in the alt-right, because you're a humanist organisation, not an alt-right organisation, you might just not fucking notice. And the other thing is, a lot of the time when you read in these articles, oh, well, this person didn't do this, we're just going to not fucking show proof of it, and you go and you look, and oftentimes you do see people fucking condemning it. So
it's annoying to me because it's like saying, because someone hasn't condemned something, therefore they support it, and that's not always the case. Sometimes they just don't want to get involved.
I mean, getting involved in the alt-right. Also, with you fucking people, it just like, as soon as you say, no, I have nothing to do with that. Aha, see, you're trying to hide from the fact that you have everything to do with it.
Yeah, that's why people don't get involved. As soon as you speak out, then they switch it round on you.
Like, if no one paid attention to this article and if it gets completely ignored, this situation kind of goes away because it is a non-issue. It is a matter of fact that the alt-right has no claim to atheism, and it never fucking will. And I would be quite surprised, because I've had people turn up as clearly right-wing people to my videos, and especially when they don't like something I've said about either conspiracies or certain religious things, even though I don't actually care that much about religion, but they get really fucking pissed off about it. I don't know. It kind of goes hand in hand. It's not not necessarily linked together, but extreme views sort of live in the same place. So I don't know.
So just because Richard Spencer links them together doesn't mean that it's
anybody else has to, or even
everyone else believes that.
And do you know what? The best way to deal with Richard Spencer? Fucking ignore him. Just ignore him. He is not supposed to be relevant.
What do you do when your child swears at you? You ignore them.
You tell them to fuck off.
What do you do when Richard Spencer starts spouting bollocks? You ignore him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. A lot of the time, a lot of people like this, you just ignore them and they go away. Richard Spencer, no one would fucking know who Richard Spencer was if it wasn't for that cunt punching him in the face.
Yeah, true.
That was the...
Not even. That could have been a one-shot thing, but the media had to continue going. The media followed Richard Spencer. And that was the left media following him. The right media didn't pick him up.
No one cared about him. If that guy... I mean, if Richard Spencer's cleverer than he looks and sounds and speaks and... Well, if Richard Spencer's not a fucking moron, I mean, he could have set that up. I mean, do we even know who hit him?
No, I don't think we do.
So there's every chance in the world that it's a good way to get well known. It doesn't seem something that's above his a thing that he would do. But if it's not something that he set up, and he is as dumb as he sounds, then that was the biggest fucking mistake that one person has ever made in their life. They made Richard Spencer. And I would just be like, fuck. That was supposed to make him stop. Oh, it's almost like violence doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, it would have, honestly, it would have just been a flash in the pan, though, right? Like, him getting punched would have been let's have a story about him getting punched, and then let's move on. But no, they actually really kept going. The alt-right, a big movement. It's a big threat. It's a horrible threat. It was like the Red Scare, right? Like, it's a horrible threat. And now he's fucking, he is really is the figurehead. They kind of made him the figurehead.
Yeah.
Apart from the people in that fringe group who already considered him that. Hey, Sick, would you ever go on the Kumite or Andy Worski?
I guess. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't think like those are things.
I've already done both, so
I know you have. Most of the problem is that I just usually don't have the time for anything. So I don't know.
And then how would you fit into a Kumite?
I mean,
you're the nicest guy I've ever met.
I'm not that nice. I can be pretty savage when I'm drunk.
I guess.
I go on really, really drunk and just
in a passive,
go on
passive aggressive.
Just do an Ed when he goes after that woman who is a porn star.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Oh, that's really old. You were on, I think it was...
Oh, with Gemini and Whitey?
Yeah. Way back when.
I was pretty nice to her, I thought.
Yeah, but your standard for nice is interesting. Hey, I didn't shoot up YouTube headquarters. What do you want from me?
I gave her the benefit of the doubt until she started...
There's a difference between nice and civil.
True.
She started threatening to sue people, and I was just like, that's not going to work.
Fuck you, bitch.
That's not going to work. You can't do that. Yeah. People don't know what we're talking about, but I actually think I have a link to that somewhere.
That is very old, Sick and Ed. Well, it's not even anything to do
us.
with me.
It was Gemini and Whitey.
Well, I mean, we spoke about it a number of times, but yeah.
I didn't even know why I was on that, like I just sort of showed up because I was bored.
When you just invited because you were fucking about on Twitter and then you just got the link and went, okay.
Not even that. They just threw me a link. It was before actually getting her in that I popped in and they were kind of like letting me know what it was. And I was like, I don't even know because I don't watch your guys' videos because I'm an asshole.
You guys suck. Everybody sucks. Except Sinatra, apparently. Someone's a big fan.
I actually like Tucker Carlson, and that's why I clicked on it. I like him, and I don't even really agree with him on everything. I just like the way he does a pretty good job of getting fucking SJWs to look terrible on his show, and it's fun.
That is always entertaining at the very least. I'm gonna continue this article just because I'm a human piece of filth.
Okay.
and I want it to go away. How long is it? Oh, it's pretty long. Oh, it's really long. Let's just go until we get too angry.
Should have gone with the one that I said.
I don't want to constantly go on with like specifically feminism stuff, and that's all you can ever find. You're like feminism magnet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, it's still the most entertaining. Honestly, I don't care about a lot of other stuff. Okay, I'm gonna put in chat just for reference.
Just Gemini, for shits and giggles.
Gemini puts
his penis into a porn star.
Right, and Gemini put in the description. He gives you the actual timestamp for when she comes in. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But I was mostly on her side, and I was even like, Whitey was like, she starts crying, and Whitey was like, that's bullshit. And I was like, I kind of bought it though instantly because I started to realize, crying. Yeah, crying women work that works on me. It really does. Like it just. I don't know. It's just it just fucking works. Whenever a woman starts crying, I immediately go, "Oh no!"
You're such a misogynist.
I must have done something wrong. That's internalized misandry. That's what that is.
That's how we work. Emotional manipulation.
I know. I do. It still works. Fucking women. I should have fucking stayed MGTOW.
Yeah, man. You need to go super MGTOW. You need to become a MGTOW monk. Oh god, that shit's hilarious.
You can keep reading this bullshit article if you want.
Yeah. As someone who has worked in the atheist movement for the better part of a decade, it's
worked in the atheist movement.
This silence scares me.
We gotta look him up. We gotta look up the author.
Oh, as someone who's Chris Stedman. He is human. He's only written one article for. Oh, for fuck's sake, Chris.
That's such a fucking like generic name too, Chris Stedman.
He's just making shit up.
I've been doing really great work for the atheist movement. I've been going on Twitter and going, God isn't real.
God not real.
God isn't real.
God not real. I became an atheist when I was studying religion at a Christian college, and for years I felt very alone in my atheism. So I was happy to find an online atheist community in 2009. What the hell is wrong with me? When I started...
Oh, thank God! Somebody who doesn't believe in God. I finally found it in 2009. It's that far back, huh? That far back. Didn't we have a legit theocracy in 2009? Wasn't George Washington in charge back then? Fucking fuck off. God, I hate atheists. I'm not even religious. I just hate them. They suck.
Thank God for atheists. Publication.
Thank God for atheists. Yeah.
Hey, why did God make me an atheist? Explain that.
There you go. He needed opposition. He was bored.
He chose the cleverest people always.
God is basically
the first fucking dumb fucking atheist.
God is basically the first BuzzFeed columnist. He did it for clicks and views. That's what he did.
Wait. Is God the first online atheist? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I'm not I mean, God isn't real. Lol.
He created atheists because he wanted to stir up controversy so people would buy his book.
You fucking twat. No one had heard of him until 2009.
Yeah, exactly.
Until he made up the atheist boogeyman.
Yeah. Nobody shows up to his book signing, so he needed to stir the pot a little bit.
Well, you know, all the smoke and bright lights, it really puts people off. You try and go into these bookstores, can't see a fucking thing. Just blinded.
That's what Jesus was for, right? Like Jesus was a spokesperson.
Yeah, he swept away all the clouds.
Introducing to Earth my agent, Jesus Christ.
Introducing the new pop sensation. Jesus.
Well, y'all know Jesus Christ showed up around 2012.
Jesus H Christ, the H standing for Hannah Montana.
Oh God, shut up. Move on. This is over.
This is done. Oh God, there is a book published. So I was happy to find an online atheist community when I started a blog that eventually led to the publication of a book that detailed my journey to atheism, or The Bible to Electric Boogaloo. For years, I spoke at atheist conferences, and I worked as a full-time humanist community organizer. I mean...
Good for you. Moving on. Nobody cares about you. Make your point.
I'm still an activist. What are you activizing against? God! I mean, I get that there's some stuff that I guess getting secular stuff made sure that it's kind of more important than people's feelings about their religion, but I don't know. America is probably worse for this than the UK, but it depends. I guess it depends where you stand.
Yeah.
I'm still like when they literally breaking the law because you're not supposed to have like religious artifacts at a courthouse or something. But to be honest, to me, it's the Luciferian. What? The Church of Satan and all that. They usually do the much funnier stuff, which I prefer.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, oh, you want to set up that there? Okay, so we're going to get a Baphomet statue, and it's going to be him sat there looking satanic as fuck, giving children sweets or something like that. And that's fucking great. That's so much better than just whining about things. And there's, I find that showing the hypocrisy.
The Sick and Ed live stream is brought to you by the Luciferian Church of Satanic Monsters. That's what it is, right? That's what the full description of the church is.
Yeah. But
the Luciferian hell cult.
But ultimately, like, I get it. They do have plenty of points, and there's loads of stuff that I agree with atheist movements about. It's just that being an activist is really lame. And I'm very lazy, so whenever anybody does something and I'm not doing something, I feel that's a personal attack on me.
Is it fat shaming you?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, but I feel that this person is probably worse than Hitler. Just as a matter of fact.
Hitler was all right.
Hey,
don't defame Hitler.
I'll say it again. He killed Hitler.
So
Nobody
I mostly
else did.
That's true. Yeah, that dad joke will never get old.
I think it's the best fucking joke ever. But of course I do.
Hitler killed Hitler. You're gonna be telling that to your daughters when they're in their 30s,
and they'll be like, "Who the fuck is Hitler?"
Shut up, Dad. We've heard that joke forever.
I'm still an activist, but after nearly a decade of active participation in online atheism, oh god, you're an active participant of being on the internet. Well done. Good job.
I just hate it. Yeah, I just hate it. Like, I never call myself an activist. Yeah. I believe in free speech, and sometimes I say things that are along the lines of free speech. Therefore, free speech activist online.
See, I would much rather be considered like an entertainer or a comedian or something. Like,
I don't want people to consider me too much at all.
Well, you did a fucking good job of that.
Yeah, I did. Fuck you.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's get this over with.
I mostly stepped away from the...
I got things to do. I'm busy.
I'm busy staring at a burger.
I'm going to go play some Far Cry later.
I mostly stepped away from the online side of atheism a few years ago. One of the biggest reasons for this was my growing concern over its failure to adequately address some of its darker currents, such as overt sexism, racism, and anti-Muslim bias.
Ding, 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 ding. How the fuck are you an atheist without an anti-Muslim bias? I mean, how the fuck do you do atheism without an anti-Muslim bias?
You have to have some sort of a baseline of, well, that's a religion and they believe in God, so I definitely don't agree with them, regardless of who they are.
Let's be fair. He specified Muslim instead of Islam, so I guess he means the person. Which all that.
Yeah, but he says anti-Muslim, and I think he means anti-Islam because they like to conflate the two as an idea.
They do. Yeah.
Because
or at least
that's
you couldn't possibly responding to.
You couldn't possibly have things to say about a religion without hating every member of it. That's a fact, backed up by science.
True. It's racism.
Yeah.
Unless it's Christianity, in which case it's cool.
Countless people I've spoken with over the years describe finding the movement through atheism's frequently trafficked blogs and forums. I bet it's mostly through YouTube, isn't it? And the YouTubers, you fucking hate them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just as I did. That's how I found the fact that atheism was a thing that people spoke about.
I found it by existing in the fucking world.
It's not really something that I thought about until I went online, and then
I grew up in a Christian household. I was surrounded
every day,
by Christian
your parents
people.
came into your bedroom and said, "You better not be an atheist."
Right, and then I moved, and then I went to public school, right, and then I realized, oh my god, atheists are everywhere. Maybe I'm. That was probably my
They're
first
out to get me.
That was probably my first hint that maybe there was something wrong with the religion. But I mean, like, just by existing outside of my home circle, I became more and more atheist and realized that atheists are everywhere. I've never considered them a minority voice ever.
I think that they're out to get you regardless.
They are. They all are. The SJWs, the atheists, the white supremacists, they all want my vote.
The white atheist supremacists?
Yeah, the atheist white supremacists, yes.
There are countless, of course, valuable aspects of atheism's strong online presence. Atheists who aren't open about their beliefs, or lack thereof, especially those living in totalitarian or ultra-conservative environments. Okay, which totalitarian ones? As you are clearly an American atheist.
Ultra conservative environments, you would say the Midwest, basically.
I just don't think that there's many totalitarian environments exist.
None.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's just going a bit far.
It is.
This person
I don't know
why
if
people don't take atheists seriously.
I don't know if he's only talking about. Let's give him some credit. I don't think he's only talking about America. He never said that.
I bet he is,
so it could be like
he is, though.
He could be actually talking.
He is, though.
Yeah, you're probably right. He could be talking about Islam. I mean, Islamic nations.
Definitely not. That would be anti-Muslim bias.
Yeah. Plus, you would probably specify like theocratic. But anyway, go ahead.
I mean, there is a problem with fucking atheists in those countries. I watched this whole documentary thing on this heavy metal band trying to get out of it. I don't know if they were atheists or anything, but the fact that they played heavy metal was a big fucking no-no, and they had to escape the country, and that was pretty harrowing.
Yeah.
And so there are places where problems like this exist. I agree. I don't think that America is as bad as they would couch it. I do think that there are problems, but they're nowhere near as big as some would make it seem. And it makes you look silly.
Of course, yeah.
Don't act like a victim. Just take the piss out of everybody.
And take a shot every time this cunt says the word movement. I hate that so much.
Countless people, blah, 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 and there are, of course, valuable aspects. Atheists who aren't open about their belief. Fucking hell, how far down? Ultra-conservative environments where it isn't safe to be open. Isn't safe. How many people have been murdered for being an atheist? I mean,
I'm not sure that happens anywhere.
Yeah.
Even the worst of the worst places. I think the worst you get is a little bit of social.
I can imagine you could be bullied for it.
Well, actually, for the most part, my experience as an atheist being in these religious circles was that they just try to convert you, and they're obnoxious.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Actually, I'd rather be bullied.
I've never felt unsafe. And I live also, somebody mentioned, rural versus urban. I live in the urban, and the urban is a more violent place, and it's Florida, so there's still a fuck ton of religious people here. It's not like alien to me. So I don't know. I've never felt unsafe, and I feel like I don't think anybody has legitimately felt unsafe.
Online,
I don't know anybody, but most people.
I need to read this bit. Online forums and organisations like the Clergy Project, which offers anonymous support to religious clergy who no longer believe, positively impact people's lives. Do you know what? My brain fucking filled in a bit there where it said that they felt unsafe, and I was just like, fuck off. Nobody does anything to ex-clergymen. Not in the West. Just doesn't fucking happen. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think we've got the colour of this, and it just makes everybody look. It makes atheists with legitimate issues look fucking silly, because of course you get lumped in, and they act like they should be lumped in, and that's a big part of the fucking problem. It's like, just do stuff for the stuff that you have problems with.
Wasn't Hitler an atheist?
No, he was a Catholic.
I think he ended up being atheistic at the end of it.
Towards the end of his life, he became an atheist.
Towards the end of his life was the worst version of him.
He started having a lot of health problems, and one of the things as well, because he started wearing a massive overcoat, and the people, and he was because he was covering up the fact that his body was withering away.
Mm.
Yeah, my dad's a big history buff.
Yeah, but I mean, the Nazi regime was Catholic.
Yeah, and
like a lot of their pledges and stuff.
It's like towards the end of his life, he became vegetarian as well, because he was trying to get his health better. So
he should have gone with Satan, because Satan would have extended his life.
You're right. He should have been a Satanist.
I mean, I think what we've discovered today is that everyone should just be a Satanist. I mean, there's the hilarious meme of you go with the religious texts and like women belong to men, and you have to do whatever your husband says, and then Satanism is like, don't approach a woman who's not going to reciprocate you. It's like, your motherfuckers need Satan, something like that. Pardon me.
Right. What the fuck, man?
It was a burp. I'm gonna knock this. I'm gonna knock this on the head because I'm done with it. Because it's basically gonna be. It's the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's a single point stretched into
fucking a long article. It's really long.
It's and it's almost autobiographical. It's all about me.
Do you know what? I did all this stuff and I'm so fucking amazing. And then
just put it in your resume.
Just put it in your Bible. You fucking chump.
Start your own religion, loser. It's easy.
Or Satanism. Anyway, you mentioned games, and that's why I wanted to stop talking about that. You still playing Far Cry, motherfucker? Is it still good?
It is. It's a very good game. Yeah, I love it.
Because I started playing Elix, which no one has heard of. But it's a weird. It's another. It's got the sort of the RPG. Well, it is a proper RPG compared to Far Cry 5. I wonder how many watching will get lost.
IGN gave it a really low rating, though.
Loads of things gave it a low rating. I was really unsure about getting it, and then it went on a 50% sale, and I was just like, I really want to try it out. Some people say it's really, really good, and other people say it's clunky and shit. And you know what? All of the things that people who don't like it say are true.
Okay.
But they kind of add to the appeal for me, because it's what it is quite an old school RPG with sort of action RPG controls. And I really like it. Like, I really, really like it. And, I mean, it's a game where there's fucking a berserker tribe who have this massive fucking thing. You have a jetpack as well. So there's lots of verticality and you can jump all over the place. But there's like ancient medieval weaponry, and then there's like raiders from Fallout style equipment, because that's one of the clans. And then there's fucking Warhammer 40,000, but not quite as good style, a different fucking clan. So you've got all these things that are so vastly different, and there's something...
Put it this way, he buys these sort of games to help me fall asleep, and he's been playing it without me in the room.
Yeah.
Do you think games like this are the reviews are lower because of things like Dark Souls and those kinds of expectations?
It has, like, the combat of it is like a very, very clunky Dark Souls. And it's also a game that will kill you just like that for basically no reason, but it's more like...
The hitbox is massive as well.
Yeah, but it's more about pay attention, and you fight the things that you're supposed to when you're supposed to, and then you just run away from stuff that you're not. And that's actually a nice feeling of having an objective next to a bunch of really high-level fucking bastards, and you just, like, run in. Like, there was this fucking huge robot with, like, 4 gun turrets on its top half, and it was stood facing away from a mission objective. It was clearly supposed to be that I was supposed to sneak up to it, and I did. And it was great. The first time I did it, my fucking NPC partner, I was sneaking up to it, I got all the way up to it, I picked up the object, and then he went, "I'll help you," and he started fucking attacking it, and it just blew us to pieces. And it was great. It's very much a moments game, and that's what I like.
Okay. Well, I mean that's true for Far Cry, but I do have a feeling Far Cry is a better game than this.
Far Cry is probably better built because it's built by a big fucking company. But this is, I think you would probably like this game.
Now you've piqued my interest. Is this PC only?
No, it's on all systems, I think. Yeah.
I'll wait for a sale because it sounds like the price is going to plummet soon.
I think it will be very low, but I think it's, if you've got a specific mindset for it, if get it like second hand.
I'm looking at some footage of it though. Like, it's pretty. It definitely looks good.
It's very pretty. I haven't even got it running at max settings, and it looks really, really nice. And
is the story any good, or is it just?
The story's pretty okay. I haven't got that far into it.
I bought Monster Hunter World and I hate it.
It's not like Monster Hunter at all.
I don't know why people like this
stupid
game.
Hunter, didn't you?
I didn't really play that much Monster Hunter because I had it on Wii, and I had a hacked Wii, and I had every single Wii game on it. So I wasn't very much invested in most of those games.
I don't understand the interest in the series at all. It is terrible.
I get the interest, but I've never bothered because I know it requires a lot of effort to get into.
I mean, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's hard like Dark Souls, blah, blah, blah. That's what got me. And I'm like, yeah, this is difficult, but a lot of it's because the game sucks.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't like it. It's not fun. Like, Dark Souls has a perfect mechanic.
Dark Souls.
Everything works.
You can play the entirety of... a guy did. He played from the start. Well, he went backwards, but he went from Dark Souls 3 to Dark Souls 2 to Dark Souls 1. An entire playthrough, start to finish. And if he ever got hit once, he had to start back at the first game.
Yeah.
And he did that.
Yeah.
Not getting hit once. That game has a huge skill ceiling.
Right. And it's not as hard as everybody makes it out to be, but it's fair. That's what's good about it. Like, this thing was just like Monster Hunter World was just clunky. And also on top of that, the world is uninteresting. It's cartoonish. And there's these little fucking stupid cat things. And it's just boring and dumb, and there's nothing really to come back to. And the monsters themselves are just dinosaurs, you know?
They are largely just dinosaurs, I know that. It's
just boring.
But, yeah, the Elitz game, the world is like... it's a post-apocalypse after... So you see stuff like normal buildings, like our buildings, and cars that look like our cars. It's not like Fallout stylized old world. It's like our old world. And there's something about that I find a little bit appealing. And yeah, I like it. It's a sort of game that I definitely wouldn't buy it full price. 40 quid or $60 is way too much for it. but I'm happy that I got it when I did because it went.
I'll buy a less good game anyway, or a less well reviewed game when the price drops. Like I got what was it? Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah, that's considered pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I thought people didn't like it.
Or was it? No, the second one people said was really good. So I don't know if that applies to the
really
first
the
one.
game. Anyway, I don't know. It's one of those games that are like, it looks kind of shitty. The graphics are outdated. The mechanic is redundant. Like the game's redundant.
I am me. A quid is a pound. It's the singular of my currency. Like a buck. Yeah. So I wouldn't recommend it.
I guess I'm wrong. I guess it was actually well reviewed. Never mind. I thought it was a bad reviewed game.
But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. But at the same time, I would say that I'm really enjoying it. I should probably stream it. I was gonna stream this weekend, but I've been sick all week and get it. But I decided that I'd take one sort of day off of speaking.
I will say something. The Prophet Cthulhu said the best hunting game is Horizon Zero Dawn. It's not even a hunting game. I got bored of it really easily, and I guess it's a good game, but it's also
a bad game.
Every other game, like it. You know what? It inspired me to uninstall it and reinstall Witcher 3.
Yeah, I can see that.
And that's what I did. I played maybe like 2 hours of Horizon Zero Dawn, and then I was like, "This is kind of like Witcher 3, only not as good." So then I
Witcher
downloaded.
3 just needs some bigger monsters.
Nah,
I think it would be nice if there were some. I mean, there are a couple of pretty big things, but there is some. I enjoy fighting like really huge monsters.
Yeah, God of War is coming out soon. So
I have to play the fourth one. Because I never did on the PS3. The new God of War looks fucking awesome, though. That looks apparently like one of the big deals, and I'm sure another game has done it before. But you start the game, and then you don't have control over the camera. Like it's like one seamless shot is their whole spiel about it.
Yeah, Witcher 3 was one of my favorite games, and
I can't fucking wait for the next one from them.
Are they doing a Witcher 4?
No, not Witcher 4. They're doing Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah. We talked about that. CD Red's doing a. So yeah. I'm really
They're
excited.
a company like with that. I decided that I'm kind of just gonna get it sight unseen from them directly, just to say I support this company.
Yeah.
Because they deserve it so much more than so many other companies. I mean, they own GOG. They launched the place you can go and get games without DRM, and it's just really great. I've got loads of games on it actually, and some old games, quality shit.
I guess I should go back and play the rest of Zero Dawn because it wasn't bad. I didn't hate it.
It just reminded you of a better game.
It reminded me of better games, and I just went and played them. You gotta be careful with what you lift from people. Is it an Ubisoft game? It's not, is it?
No.
It's
How many towers were in it?
so much of it is. Oh, that's a thing with Far Cry.
I know it is.
Towers. Yeah, it's pretty.
So, before you ask, I'm not going to ask you to climb towers. Wink to the audience.
Yeah, because it's one of the first
to make that joke.
So basically, it's one of these. One of the first things you do is climb a radio tower to free up. But it's basically like it does almost what a tower does. You know, just it frees up the rest of the whole game. Basically, is what it does. And then he's like, you don't have to do it. You just talk to people, and if you visit things, you get a little blip on your map. It's good. There's some things missing in Far Cry 5 that I think is bizarre. Like, you know how every Far Cry has this manual healing perk or whatever, where you get a bullet in your arm,
wrap shit around your arm or something.
Yeah, and you get that animation where you dig a fucking bullet out with a knife or some crazy shit like that, or snap your broken fingers back in place when you're healing.
Yeah,
that shit is fucking cool, and it is not in this game, and I do not know why you would take that out of the game.
That was kind of a far like that. That
was
in
like
Far Cry 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and it was kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It was kind of a staple. Like even in Primal, it was there. Like, why would you take that out? It doesn't make any sense. But
even if I end up disliking Cyberpunk, GOG has a 30-day refund policy as well. Yes, they do.
I don't.
beat Steam to that by a long time.
I like everything they do. I actually think I'm just gonna like the game. But
I find it hard to believe that I won't enjoy it. I mean, although to be fair, like, if I'm gonna go with like a company that made a similar game, but I liked the one before it, and I fucking hated the one that came after it. The guys who made Bastion, or The Bastion, or whatever it's called, and then they made Transistor. I think Bastion is great. I've never beaten it because I couldn't be asked, but I really liked what I played of it. But Transistor, I fucking hate. Like, I really, really, really hate that game.
Those games aren't my
cup of tea.
Aren't my cup of tea at all. No.
Well, if they were, imagine The Witcher 3, but really shit.
Okay. Yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn then? No, I'm just kidding.
No, because you liked Horizon Zero Dawn, you just didn't like it as much. I hated Transistor. I didn't like it. Horrible game.
That's the thing, though. I didn't really like it. I acknowledged it as a competent game. The premise wore out on me, like the idea of like, oh, it's like we're in primal times, except it's the distant future, and the dinosaurs are not really dinosaurs; they're
and
machines.
You're playing as a ginger,
and you're playing as a lady, and she's boring, and there's a matriarchy, and those characters are boring. And if you're gonna do it like make the people interesting.
From the sounds of it, from what I heard, that one of the problems is that it's sort of polished to a mirror shine, to the point at which all the imperfections, the things that make things interesting usually, are just gone. And you're like, I mean, that, like, The Witcher 3 has one of my favourite NPCs, or favourite characters, really, of anything ever, because he's so fucking flawed. I bet you can guess who that might be.
Dandelion.
No, the Bloody Baron.
Oh, the Bloody Baron.
I gave a fuck about the Bloody Baron.
I did, yeah. I did care about him.
Yeah, and right. when I did one thing and he ends up doing something that is not effective at expanding one's life, I went, fuck that, and I allowed a bunch of kids to die instead. Because I don't care about those kids. They're fucking copy-pasted from a bunch of other children. I don't care. You want me to give a shit about some kids? At least for the love of fuck.
You mean the ones with the witches?
Yeah, because there's other kids and other places that have the same faces. That is the one and only problem that I have with The Witcher 3. But
that's a game problem.
That is a game problem, but I think they could have at least fixed it after the fact. Because I was stunned that, at least last I checked, no one has replaced them, because it is my biggest immersion breaker. Because I walk up to a guy, and he's like, blah, 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 and I'm like, didn't I just meet you down the road? And it bugs me. It's immersion breaking.
That if that bugs you, I don't know how you survive in the gaming world at all. It's in every game.
It bugs me in that game because everything else is so good.
Yeah.
And the small problems for other things. It's not a perfect game, but there's so much of it that is so good that the flaws really glare. And you've got the things you love, complain about them, because then the things that you don't like about them get fixed, or at least you get to complain.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you're asking too much when you're saying like make every child's face unique.
I don't know.
That's too much.
They don't even have to be like unique. Just make a few more fucking
few more varieties. Yeah, you could do that.
If I saw two guys who looked the same, I wouldn't mind. And if everyone in the game had a fucking twin, I really wouldn't mind as much. But there's a few of the NPCs that get used over and over and over again. And it bugged me.
Like I said, that's every game. It's hard to take that complaint too seriously. It's
not Oblivion.
It's a huge world.
In that game honestly, like,
maybe there are more varieties, and you just haven't noticed than you think there is. Because honestly, The Witcher 3's world is so fucking big. I don't think adding a few varieties is going to solve your problem. I think you're just kind of doomed to deal with it.
Maybe they should just palette swap them.
They need to recycle things.
I think they should palette swap like Symphony of the Night then. Let's make some of them green and some of them blue, and then I won't mind as much.
That's not how Witcher 3's world works.
I don't care. That's how they do it.
Suddenly there are green people.
There aren't even brown people. Come on.
It's a fictional game. You can do what Anita did when she was talking about the game. She's wearing high heels, so that's not realistic. She's like, don't complain to me about realism in a world where there are goblins and shit, you know. And they were like, oh, what she was complaining about was sorry, I got it wrong. What she was complaining about was the fact that the enemies in the game referred to Ciri as a bitch or a whore.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that you immediately would decapitate?
Yeah.
With this badass, overpowered, probably one of the best, if not the best female characters in a game.
Almost like
ever.
Someone calling a woman a bitch instantly
Ciri needs,
in this world.
Ciri needs her own series.
Series, get it?
Series, yeah. She's fucking. I think she is probably the best female character in a game. But anyway, point is that she was complaining that the enemies, the bad guys, the terrible bad guys that you're about to murder, used words like bitch and whore.
She's a bitch and whore, yeah.
Which is sexist and terrible.
And then she kills the fuck out of them.
Right, which is the point.
Yeah.
And people were
like those people are bad men.
Yeah. And people made the realism argument, which is like that's how it would be in this world, which is not too far of an offshoot from, you know, how the world, you know, medieval world, right? So,
and just because
there's she was magic, just like, it's got goblins and magic and monsters.
If you added goblins and magic and monsters,
you want, and since you can make it whatever you want, you should make it my politics.
Since you can make it whatever you want,
make it what I want.
Me.
Since you can make it whatever you want, make it what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like she's a twat.
Yeah. I wish she was still kind of popular. I wish she wasn't dying down.
Yeah. I mean, all she has
It'd be fun to make videos about her.
It would be. I think maybe she just doesn't have the energy. Like, it's got to be hard work to be so full of shit. Like, she has to make this stuff up. She has to think about this. It's hard work. Can you imagine being as absurd as she is? I mean, I've seen you try, and you don't hold a candle to her in absurdity.
No, I'm not.
She's good at that shit, but it takes real effort.
Yeah,
I need to leave you for like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, like 30 seconds. So I can go for a piss.
We should probably wrap up soon. I'm getting kind of.
I'm going for a piss anyway. I'll be back.
My back's starting to hurt. I got back problems.
You old man.
Following Chuckle, in my opinion, series needs to be or needed more character development and screen time. She fell a bit flat. Well, yeah, I mean, she wasn't the main character. I think she was better developed than you're giving her credit for. But yeah, I wanted this. What they gave us of Ciri, I wanted more. And I was thinking in terms of powerfulness. In terms of like strong female character, like it doesn't get more stronger than, you know, the actual literal strongest entity in the land, you know, like Ciri's character is probably more powerful than any creature or being in that lore. So, I mean, I think that should really tick some boxes, but no, we got to bitch about something. So she's wearing high heels.
It pisses me off when you get people saying there's no strong female characters, or like the whole thing like saying like, oh, Wonder Woman, she's the first female lead role who is you know, a strong woman.
So when did Wonder Woman first come about? How long has she been around?
Wonder Woman.
How long has Wonder Woman been around? 20s?
About 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes. 40s probably, right?
Yeah, maybe 40s or 50s.
I've just realized something.
So the first female. She's the first female. Do you think that's what they meant? That she was the first female
way back
in the
then?
40s? Like
I
the
doubt
40s,
they have that kind of nuanced thinking.
No, I think they mean like
in the movies.
In the movies.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Black Panther, isn't it? It's like,
the problem is, follow. You're saying the problem is that Ciri's power is pretty game breaking in the context of Witcher 3. Yeah, well, that's why she's not your main character, right? Like you'd have to make a different game.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it is game breaking, and that's what makes you have these little segments where you're just basically like God in terms of like all the other enemies you're fighting. You're just fucking. Whatever. I'm just going to slice you down like nothing. And those moments feel really great. There's your strong female character. She's basically OP as fuck.
Yeah. Which is
and somehow still has character and purpose.
The other thing is like they don't really care. The game doesn't really care that she's a woman.
No, but it acknowledges it, which is terrible.
Right? It acknowledges it. But, you know,
there is that one scene where she was like half naked that was like, wow.
I mean, okay. But
that's another thing. She's hot. She's not ugly.
She's white.
They didn't make her ugly.
Even with the big scar.
The scar makes it hotter.
Scars are hot. It goes somewhere for your cum to dribble down.
Oh my god.
That's true. It's a little it's a little slide.
It's a little cum slide. And it goes wee.
But wouldn't some of it get in her eye? Doesn't the scar cover her eye?
Yeah, but you know, that's part of the fun. You've not done it properly if she doesn't have to close her eyes.
I need to look at a picture of her real quick because I'm not sure.
Oh god.
Oh look, cosplay.
Well, we know what Ed's jerking off to tonight.
No, it's under the eye. All right. Official cum slide.
Wait. If she's upside down, then.
Ciri's hot as fuck, though. And there are cosplays that are just like, oh my god.
Like, hey, Kristen,
come here.
I bought you a costume.
Kristen, if you're still watching, which you're probably not,
and then
we need to get some legit Ciri cosplay. She's gonna need to wear contacts, though. The eyes really make the.
Oh, so you're gonna have to take a knife to her.
Yeah, her Ciri's greenish yellow eyes really kind of fucking
you
make
need to build her a cum slide.
Yeah, I can do that.
We
easy.
do not condone the stabbing of women in the face, YouTube.
Just cutting, with consent.
Yeah, she likes that.
Cutting with consent.
I remember talking to a bird who her ultimate fantasy was to be stabbed in the side as she climaxed.
I just realized Ciri has like a, you know how people are like confused about whether or not Emma Watson is attractive.
She's not.
Ciri is actually the answer to that. Ciri is like, here's what Emma Watson would look like if she was
attractive.
If she was more attractive, yeah. I just noticed that. I never noticed that before, but I think she's deliberately modeled after Emma Watson.
Do you?
You go look at pictures of her.
I
didn't notice that before, but there are moments here where it's like, I can see Emma Watson. If Emma Watson got a bit older looking and more mature looking, because Emma Watson
power to teleport.
She looks too much like a child still. But yeah, look at the face of Ciri. I didn't notice that ever before, but yeah, I think she is kind of modeled after her.
Wonder Woman's great. Thank the man who made her.
There you go. There's another thing. That's another thing. And the white men who made Black Panther, right?
Oh dear me.
Whatever.
Blade
Whatever
doesn't
gets
exist. Blade doesn't exist. Blade doesn't exist. It's a Black Panther.
Blade doesn't fit very well into the current stretch of movies, and
but
I think it's understandable.
It was really good. At least the first one was fucking amazing.
No, it could be good or bad. It doesn't, like Ghost Rider doesn't fit, right? Like, where do you see him in the Justice League, or not Justice League, but the Avengers movies? And I know there's a lot of people who still want it, but it ain't gonna happen. They've already tried to make him a thing twice, and it didn't work.
Yeah, but they did it with Nicolas Cage.
Twice. Yeah, that's a problem.
Like, I like Nicolas Cage in the same way that I like bad movies, I guess. There's something about him that's very, very entertaining. And at the same time, like, you wouldn't want him in a good movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. People compared Emma Watson to Richard Dawkins.
What? Well, in terms of look, she's like a 70-year-old grey-haired man.
There was a picture that'll kind of ruin Emma Watson for you forever.
I'm not ruined on Emma Watson. I don't think she's attractive. I'm not a fan.
I mean,
I didn't get it.
She was cute.
I didn't even think she was cute, but it took a very long time for me to even watch the Harry Potter films.
Here, let me.
But to be fair, when I did watch them, I thought they were pretty okay. The first one was fucking awful, but some of the other ones were actually pretty okay. But I didn't get. I guess because I didn't grow up with it.
Look at what I put in chat. I don't know. I can't believe you didn't see this.
Cheeseburger.com.
Yeah. So I feel like Siri took the facial features of Emma Watson and made them attractive.
That's fucking great. Oh my god. Fucking mouse move. Oh no.
It's scary, isn't it?
There you go to all the members of chat who can't be bothered to click the link. Oh, that's got to be slightly photoshopped.
It is.
But that shit, it does just look like her. But
yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Photoshop.
That is really, really funny.
But there were some similarities enough to make that happen. So, obviously, because when you look at it, it still looks like her, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And now those faces will never be like you'll never be able to separate them.
That's great. I like that.
So now you're gonna have a wank to Emma Watson, and all you're gonna see is
now I'm gonna have a wank to Richard Dawkins. I didn't realise he was so beautiful.
But like I said, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah. If you go back and look at Siri, you'll see the similarities, and it's just all the right tweaks have been made to the face to make her like hot.
Mm. That is,
yeah. Video game girls jerking off right now.
I don't know if I've ever jerked off like directly to a video game character.
Not even when you were a kid.
Playing the game.
You never jerked off to Chun-Li's legs.
Tifa Lockhart's tits, because they were big. Actually, no. Now thinking about it, that was probably the first thing I looked up when I figured out that there might be pictures that people had drawn.
Is she the reason why you like long brunette hair then?
Long dark hair and massive tits. Yes, that's why you look the way you look.
Right, that's why you went out with me. Because Sick doesn't find anyone attractive. Because he always picks flaws. No, you pick flaws in people all the time.
Yes,
and I kept wondering, if you pick flaws in everyone, why do you find me so attractive? And that's why, because I look sort of like Tifa.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how men operate, man. That's the way we.
There's just one look that we have in our mind, and if it's not exactly that, then we might as well kill ourselves.
Exactly, yeah. And then we do.
Then we do.
At alarmingly high rates.
Fucking hell.
Just explain.
Maybe there should just be more women who look right for men. You need to service men more. You fucking assholes.
Yeah, more cosplay, please. Every woman should do their womanly duty and do cosplay. You don't have to play the games or like it. We don't care.
Yeah, we really don't.
I mean, there is definitely a circle of the internet that cares, right? You don't even play the games, fake gamer girl.
To be fair, if someone is doing it just for attention, I'm just like, oh, come on.
No, I think that's the appropriate and correct thing to do.
I guess I just don't care.
If you've got a body that'll do, like, I am 100%. I'm pro cam whore. I'm pro Patreon whore. I'm even pro the girls who do the findom shit. I 100% support that. If you can get men to fucking give you money just for the pleasure of giving you money, then you better do it. Just do it.
This is Ed's 2020 campaign platform.
Yeah, man.
I'm pro I'm pro porn.
You got big titties. You better show them titties off, and everybody will be happier.
It would actually be amazing if someone went like a step further than Donald Trump and just be this absurd, misogynistic, fucking just have women draped all over them, come to the fucking
like if we didn't hide it,
and be like really popular for it, like because people are just like, yeah, fuck it.
Well, I know for a fact that if I were Prime Minister of the UK, I could actually fix some things. You fucking morons! I'll make you more like America.
First, we gotta give you all guns.
We'll definitely give you guns.
More guns.
Absolutely,
there's not enough. Yay!
You need more guns. And the best part is, it's not my country, so I don't actually care if you just start killing each other.
In fact, that's preferable because then you get to start your TV show.
Hashtag not my country. And
Hashtag not my country.
Well, I'd fix your fucking free speech laws, you fucking retards. Why wouldn't you go with the superior model? You got to upgrade to the superior model. Okay, we get it. You've been around for fucking ever. You got castles everywhere. Good for you. Castles and cathedrals. Nobody gives a fuck.
I mean,
Update
fair,
your fucking
our castles
constitution.
And cathedrals are better than yours, so fight me.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. So
You've
they
been
should
around
be
forever. Just because you're older doesn't mean you're wiser.
Oh God, no. I mean, you're older than me.
Hashtag sink England. Sink it.
Just England.
Just England. Yeah, let Scotland go.
Scotland
just
and Wales.
to show Scotland, you just look at Scotland and be like, this is about to happen to you, motherfuckers.
Oh, he just ignored the Welsh. They're not going to be happy.
See what we can do, Scotland?
No.
Fix your shit.
Hashtag sink England. Hashtag free Dankula. We're fucking watching you, Scotland. Oh, Scotland still has laws for blasphemy. That's part of the problem, is that there are actually separate legal things with Scotland.
Yeah.
And so at this point, after they did that, I'm like, hey, can you guys have another referendum to try and get out of England, out of the UK? Because I kind of don't want you anymore. I used to enjoy lording it over you, and now,
but the
Communications
Act,
you're just cunts.
The Communications Act that they used, that was the UK law, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they obviously didn't use it properly. Fucking idiots.
Well,
Bloody jocks.
I've been reading that several people actually get hit by this, just not as big as Dankula. So, I mean, your laws are so fucking broken. Yeah, maybe I should be prime minister. I'll fix that shit up. Also, it'll be the most pro-slut prime minister you've ever had.
That sounds
openly pro-slut.
You just walk into the Houses of
Feminists
Parliament.
will love certain parts of the things that I do.
Did you ever watch Ally McBeal?
Yeah. My dad had a crush on her.
Oh, what, Callista Flockhart?
Yeah.
The jokes about her being too skinny always make me giggle.
Dad didn't care.
Hey, you brought Callista Flockhart with you. No, that's just a piece of paper floating in the wind.
That's not funny.
I think it's funny.
That's discrimination. That's body shaming.
But
Callista Flockhart had a very pretty face.
There was... I liked her character in that. I don't know how similar she was to her character, but she was very endearing because she was fucking nuts, and I like crazy people.
Yeah.
Hi, darling.
I remember liking that show.
But there was a bit over a few episodes where it was the guy who was her ex, Billy, I think. He was trying to get a client. And the client was just into big cigars, lots of women. So he would walk around the office with like 6 women, 3 on either side of him with a big cigar. And as he would walk, it would go boom, boom, banana, boom, boom. And then he'd stop and it would go boom.
That show would be considered, and rightfully so, very, 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 very cheesy by today's standards.
It's an incredibly silly show, but it's still
like
very, very...
Parker Lewis Can't Lose. And like fucking Scrubs is the longest running show like that ever. I think. To think that was only a few years ago that Scrubs went off the air.
But
Scrubs was just so cartoonish and silly.
I remember Ally McBeal to me was funnier than Scrubs. Generally.
Oh shit! Hang on.
Oh. Jet engine just flew into his room.
Yeah, hang on.
But I really, really liked Ally McBeal.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good show. I remember some of it. It was a long time ago.
I find it's brilliant. I love it.
And I think it's still very, very funny, and I think it's quite timeless.
I have to go back then because I just remember it being wacky and silly. I don't remember much about it.
The other one is probably my favorite show ever. My
Name is Earl.
My Name is Earl was good.
That was good.
But Frasier was one of my favorite shows. I fucking love that show to pieces.
He's such an old person.
Oh god, it was so funny though.
It is. It's an alright show.
It took Mrs. Sick didn't get. She thought that it was too clever, and it's like no, that's not. The joke is that they think they're clever, but they're kind of dumb.
I thought it was up its own ass, and I was like, no, I can't do with this.
But that's the joke. That's the joke. Is that the character you're supposed to connect with is their dad, who's just constantly taking the piss out of them, and I fucking love that show to pieces. I like Cheers and MASH and shit like that as well, and I hated those when I was a kid. Because they were the shows that old people watched, I guess. But there's a reason that they were popular. They were fucking good.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be more good stuff. But My Name is Earl is relatively modern and really, really good.
Yeah, but they kind of it. I don't know what happened to it. The second season kind of it disappeared after the second season.
I don't know.
There's a story behind it. I just don't remember what it is.
I randomly saw episodes of it, and I didn't realize there wasn't that much of it. I guess
ratings. I think My Name is Earl would have lasted longer had it been released last year.
If it was a Netflix original, yeah,
absolutely,
it would. I mean, it must be on somewhere. But yeah, very.
It was on Netflix. Show. It was on Netflix. I remember it being on Netflix, and I showed it to Kristen, but I don't know if it's still there because Netflix has been ripping a lot of good shit off of it.
Yeah, that seems to happen, and then other good stuff goes on it instead. They've just put on One Punch Man, and everybody needs to watch that.
Yeah,
I fucking love that show to pieces.
Kristen loves it too. She tried to make me watch it. I watched 3 episodes of it, and I thought it was great.
And then I never
watched. I never watched it anymore. Yeah.
Well, it's all on Netflix now, so there's only 12 episodes of it.
I thought it already was. I think it's been on Netflix for a while, dude.
It might have only just gotten onto English Netflix because they've got
there you go.
The licensing bullshit. Oh god, fuck licensing. Oh, let's just get it out of the way. Let's make a one world government, and then we can all have the same shows at the same time.
Back to ethno states again.
Oh my god! If we had an ethno state, we could have all the shows we wanted on Netflix. Because we just decided
except for the black ones.
Oh damn it! I always forget about the racism.
You want to watch Black Panther? No siree.
No, we got our own version, White Panther. It's not very good.
The only thing we show from Black Panther is the part where they're waving around their spears going, ooh, 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 ooh. We just show that on a loop.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's on the screens. Remember what the blacks do.
Yeah. Planet of the Apes is also banned. All versions of Planet of the Apes.
Any particular reason?
It's too close to home.
I'm so glad I'm reasonably sure you're not actually this terrible a person.
You're like 90%. 80%.
It's a strong 80 and a soft 90. I have my doubts sometimes. You're too quick off the bar with a lot of it.
Even if I was, I think the way I fake being a terrible person makes me look still like a regular, normal, good person in comparison to the rest of the people on the internet.
I wouldn't care how terrible someone was as long as they're funny. That's all that fucking.
That is kind of the key. Yeah. That is kind of the key. I mean, I don't abandon my principles for any reason, but yeah, if you're funny and your politics are bad, I can work with that.
I think
which is most comedians these days anyway. So you just kind of have to.
Yeah. I think generally speaking, a big part of comedy is intelligence, and if someone's not very bright, then I'm not going to like them. Full stop. There's not very many people who are really, really funny who I think that guy's a fucking idiot, or that guy's not very clever.
Social awareness.
Yeah,
it doesn't. You have to like. It's not a high level of intelligence that you need. You just need.
But you couldn't be retarded.
Yeah,
and really funny. Well, I guess you could be funny by accident, but we'd know you weren't doing it on purpose.
Yeah, you have to understand what makes people laugh too. Like, but to say that they have to be intelligent is like, yeah.
Oh, I am talking like average. I am talking about average intelligence.
Jim Jeffries is a fucking moron.
Now,
but he knows enough to be hilarious. He is. Have you ever watched that fucking guy talk about politics?
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's just dunce. He's a fucking dunce. But
he can make
when he talks about
joke.
he knows how to make people laugh.
Yeah.
I like stupid people. You know. Yeah, I said I like stupid people. I'm not like all these other YouTubers who are all like, "We need to get rid of all the stupid people. I'm so smart. Look at me, suck my dick. I'm so smart."
I do really, really hate it when people turn up to my comments and going, "We should just we should kill the stupid people." I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do for money if that happens?
Right.
God damn it.
Where do you get you need your Homer Simpsons. You need your SpongeBobs. In real life
was a secret intellect. What's the
secret genius?
Idiot savant.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, everything worked out.
Yeah. Do you know what?
I love stupid people, and I like the fact that they make me feel smarter when I'm around them, because I'm not very smart.
Oh,
so I need stupid people around me.
That's why I don't have to pay you to turn up. Damn it.
That's why I'm with Kristen. No, no, she's
hey you. Fuck
she's
you.
back at work, so she's never gonna fucking see this anyway. So I don't care.
I laugh at retard. Says 6/2018.
Okay, she's a dummy.
I mean, she is with you.
She dated me. It's easy for me. It's easy for me because anybody who would date me is a fucking retard anyway. So
was it like, oh, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she went, yeah, all right then. You went, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, faggot.
That's a binding contract.
I did. Yeah, I was like, do you want to date me? Yes, I do. Retard. Kill yourself, retard.
Wait, first move to where I live and then kill yourself.
Anyway, yeah, that's it. Dumb people, love them.
And on that bombshell, I think we can call it a day.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. So I laugh at retards. Ed dates retards, and we can all learn. Absolutely. Yeah, you are a retard. And we can all learn nothing from anything. But thanks for coming anyway.
Air towards the center of every issue, and then everybody will still hate you.
And then call everybody retards from it.
Yeah.
You're a retard. I don't have any opinions.
It'll still be polarizing because that's the world we live in. That's where we're at now.
Like this, we came full circle. We came back to retards like the mass shooter.
There we go.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Mass shooting. Is it a mass shooting when you injure 3 people?
It's a mass aiming.
She aimed at a whole lot of people. But she only successfully killed herself.
Oh, God, can you imagine if she'd failed that? That would have been great.
Oh, God, that would have been the best.
Well, fuck's sake. Okay, bye.
Yeah, we're really insensitive. Let's go now.